What is good, credit people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam ordering some pancakes with Gunna at McDonald's. We getting that Cardi B nip pancakes. Get the extra syrup, my boy. But anyway, in regards to Gunna specifically, it looks like somebody dissing him on Instagram. More specifically, the rapper named Kyyngg. Now, you may be asking who that is, and I'll explain very soon. But before we get into that, without further ado, Gunna gets dissed by Kyyngg. Let's talk about it. Okay, so as I said before, Cardi B nip exposed on her story. Nah, that's not actually what we're talking about today, although I might make a video trolling her after this because that shit was hilarious. Go on my Twitter if you haven't already, but anyway. As I was saying, Gunna was dissed by another rapper named Kyyngg after Gunna tweeted a couple days ago saying rappers like crackheads, they do anything for a hit, which is true. I mean, every rapper wants to get a hit, so I think what he's alluding to is the fact that rappers are always chasing clout. They'll do stunts on Instagram, or they'll go on TikTok, or they'll, cop any feature or sell hella merch bundles, even though that's not really a thing with Billboard, just to get that hit, to get on the Hot 100 Billboard so they can improve their status and, make some more money. I mean, everyone does everything they can for money, so this is a pretty true statement, but I think he's just talking about clout chasing with, like, I don't know, Lil Pump maybe dyeing his hair the same color as Gunna, so he looks like Gunna 2.0 except like a Latino version or something. Or maybe he was talking to Kyyngg, because this Kyyngg rapper, that we'll get into the details of who he is exactly after this, but he posts on his story responding to Gunna after a media outlet, Hip Hop Central News, reposted the tweet stating, "He the main crackhead, Gunna, you probably sucked thug dick for a hit, stop playing." And maybe this is like a gang war too, because Gunna used 2 C's in crackhead, I don't know. Or maybe Kyyngg just does crack. Maybe that's his like drug of choice before he hits the studio to get him all hyped and shit. Maybe he's on crack currently while posting this, because I don't know why he's even going at Gunna. Actually, never mind, I do. He's literally clout chasing in this story because Gunna's a way bigger rapper than him. How many followers does Kyyngg actually have? Kyyngg has 221k followers, whereas Gunna has 3.2 mil. So over like 15 times the amount of followers that Kyyngg has. So yes, Kyyngg is essentially doing exactly what Gunna just said, but it seems like it's coming from jealousy because, as we all know, Gunna is signed to YSL, which is Young Thug's label, and he said you probably sucked Thug's dick for a hit, meaning Gunna kind of needs, or at least needed in the past, Young Thug to get a hit or blow up to the mainstream, even though Wanna, I don't even think the hit song was with Young Thug. 200 for Lunch was not with Young Thug. Actually, the most popular song on Wanna is Dollars on My Head featuring Young Thug, so I stand corrected. But either way, the mixtape that actually blew up Gunna was Drip Harder with Lil Baby, so, or maybe even Drip Season 3, which really only had like a couple Young Thug features. So Kyyngg is really just not justified in his opinion here, although there's a little history between Kyyngg and Young Thug that we have to talk about as to why he may have said this to Gunna, in that Kyyngg apparently wanted to start beef with Young Thug and Young Thug would not even pay him attention, and that's honestly the reason why Kyyngg was beefing with him in the first place. Apparently there are interviews too where Kyyngg talked about how Young Thug gave other rappers who were even less clouded or a lesser reputation than Kyyngg, yet Young Thug would not give him the cosign. He also didn't like the fact that Young Thug was trolling Lil Wayne back in the day when they had their little feud or beef, or whatever you want to call it. And as we'll get into soon, Kyyngg is from New Orleans, which is the same city Lil Wayne is from originally. But if you ask me, Kyyngg was just going at Young Thug because he wanted to get some clout and beef with a big rapper, because this video that we're talking about right here, where he spoke on all this Young Thug beef that he has, only has like 5,000 views. And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but a beef ain't real unless it's got attention behind it, at least in the hip-hop game. But that could also stem from the fact that Kyyngg is known as a Young Thug clone, and maybe Young Thug wasn't feeling that. Now, Gunna has not responded to this, and he probably won't, so don't even worry about that, because Gunna ain't giving this dude no clout. But a little history on people who are asking who Kyyngg is exactly. He is a New Orleans rapper. I don't even know any of his songs, but he's known for a lot of things, a lot of controversy in fact, and they're all pretty bad things. Like, he be catching more L's than Gunna when he's scarfing down a Big Mac, and we talking L's as in LBs. Maybe Kyyngg should do that too, because he's skinny as hell and he ran away from a fight, which is the first altercation that I wanted to talk about, in that Kyyngg is very well known for a supposed fan that rolled up on him, wanted to do like a story with him on their Instagram, and all of a sudden he switched up, the fan that is, trying to jump jump Kyyngg, obviously with his homies around, and then Kyyngg started running away at the mall with all of his shopping bags, looking like a huge bitch essentially. Other than that, Kyyngg has also tried to beef with Trippie Redd, which I believe did not even respond to him, as well as some alleged gay rumors just like Young Thug, except Kyyngg actually, he's said some very questionable things. In the past, he's literally gone on his story talking about how a dude would probably give the best head because they know how it feels and they know how to do it right. I don't know, I literally cannot make this shit up. And then secondly, there's a video of him with his homies who are also Bloods, and they're all like sitting in between each other's legs with their heads resting on the other person's dong. And then lastly, there's a video of Kyyngg getting out of jail, and like instantly, I guess they're like rolling up to a song or some shit, and then his brother kisses him on his cheek very intimately. But I mean, if you ask me, that doesn't show that Kyyngg is necessarily homosexual, but his brother might be. But then they're family, so I guess it's not necessarily gay unless it's, you know, incest or some shit. But well, I don't want to get into any of that. But yeah, that's about it that you need to know about Kyyngg. He really doesn't have that fire of music. Let's see how many monthly listeners he has. Jeez, okay, here we go. He has 3,971 monthly listeners on Spotify with over 220,000 followers on Instagram. So that should tell you something right now. Nobody listens to his music. They're just coming on with for the controversy on his stories and shit because he be saying some wild shit. He be beefing with Gunna. I mean, it is entertaining. It's almost like the 6ix9ine effect, if you ask me. Like, nobody be streaming his songs, or maybe they are, but he's, you know, paying for ads and shit. But everyone's just there to watch the show, which is a business in itself. So I can't even hate. That's what I do. I don't put out music. I just go on YouTube to inform and entertain. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off. Going back to McDonald's with Gunna after Kyyngg dissed us because the Burger King breakfast just wasn't as good as McDonald's. We need that pancake titty, you know what I'm saying? But let me know in the comments what you think. You think Gunna's gonna respond to this? Do you agree with Kyyngg? Do you agree with Gunna about rappers doing anything for a hit like Crackheads? Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description and join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, cutter people. Know what I'm saying?